Hey, I hope you're having a great day. Before you skip ahead or speed this video up or whatever it is you do when you're watching speed builds, hear me out for a second. This lot is cursed. It is horribly, horribly cursed, and you can change anything you want on it in buy mode only. But if you try to change build mode things on this lot, you will create a lot of problems for yourself, a massive headache. I don't know what happened to it, but it's a mess. It looks beautiful in the end, and I'm fairly certain it's completely 100% playable and there won't be any issues. But you can't really change anything build mode wise. So on account of the fact that this lot is cursed and gave me so many problems, I would really, really appreciate it if I could get 20 likes on this video before I upload this house to the gallery. You could make my whole day. No. You could make my whole week by getting me 20 likes on this video, because this was a real pain to make, let me tell you. I cut the majority of it out, but the troubles that I had with this lot and the amount of times I had to replace the doors and windows or replace the roof decorations because anything that I did inside the house would just delete everything. It was so annoying. It didn't help that I was kind of procrastinating. I was actually working on a rec center and I tried like 3 times and I just did not like it. I want to build a rec center so badly, but I just can't seem to do it. And so I was frustrated and I was out of inspiration and I just wanted to work on something else for a while. So I went to ChatGPT and I said, "Hey ChatGPT, I need to make a YouTube video for tomorrow, preferably a Sims 4 speed build. Can you help me out with that?" And ChatGPT said, "Sure, here's how you make a Sims 4 speed build. First, you bring up the game, you record yourself building a house, then you take that recording and you put it in video editing software and you edit the recording and you speed it up, and then you upload that video to YouTube." And I'm like, "Thank you. That was very helpful, but I'm beyond that point right now. I need actual inspiration for what to build. Can you tell me some popular themes for The Sims 4?" And ChatGPT gave me a list of themes that are really popular for Sims 4 speed builds, and I was kind of surprised, but after reading through the list and stuff, it made sense at the same time. So I'm like, okay, but I'm still not feeling particularly inspired. Can you pick one of these themes? Can you pick a theme for me? That part is important because if you're not specific with ChatGPT, you can easily confuse it, I guess, or something. I don't know how it works. I just ask it questions and make it tell me what to do. I don't know how it actually works, but I often am able to confuse the poor thing. So I'm guessing you have to be somewhat specific. You can't just say, "Can you pick a theme for me?" which is what I did, because it comes up with this: "Why don't you make a mid century modern home?" That's great, I'll do that, except that wasn't one of the themes that you mentioned were popular in The Sims 4. So I confused it a little bit. I guess I should have asked it, "Can you pick one of the above themes for me to make, then it might have picked one of the themes from its own list, which is kind of what I was looking for it to do, but it didn't. It pulled this one out of thin air, which is fine. It worked out in the end for me, so I'm okay with it. I love this a lot. I love it. It is not my most favorite because I love mid-century modern. Obviously, I include lots of mid-century modern elements in like my sort of transitional homes or boho eclectic homes. So obviously, I love mid-century modern, but I took this one to the next level of mid-century modern. This one is full on like 50s to 70s themed house. So I went all in on it. It turned out so beautiful. It is such a cute lot in the end. But as funny as it sounds, it is not my style, at least not being full on mid century modern like this. Like, this is not the type of house that I would want to live in. It's beautiful to look at. I love looking at magazine pictures of houses like this. I just wouldn't want to live in one. And when I base my favorite lots, like when I'm saying, oh, this is my favorite lot, or oh, I really love this lot, it's because I would want to live in it myself if I could. And this is not one that I would want to live in myself. It's gorgeous, and I know people who like mid century modern will like this house, except all the build mode problems that you will have, but we won't speak of those again. Um, it's a really cute house. Am I making sense? I didn't sleep last night. Basically, what I'm trying to say is it's not going to be on my list of favorites because I wouldn't personally want to live here, but it's on my list of favorites that I've built because I think it turned out so nice. Now I just sound like a jerk. Okay, let's move on. Oh my god. Okay, I'm so tired. I did not sleep last night. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I'm really not. I just am exhausted. And I really do think the lot is absolutely adorable. If I can get 20 likes on this video, I will upload it to the gallery because it is an adorable lot. You just have to be aware that it has a lot of problems and you won't be able to change much without having to replace a whole lot of stuff, potentially. So yeah, but I'm just, let's move on. I'm gonna shut up now. Let's just move on to something else. So, my upcoming plans are to record this weekend another 100 babies challenge episode and then another long legacy challenge episode. I've decided to change it from long haul legacy to just long legacy challenge. I think it just sounds better and whatnot. So I'm kind of phasing the haul part of the name out and just calling it Long Legacy. I am still working on like either a Tumblr post or something to kind of make more concrete information about like the purpose and plans of the Long Legacy. I think it would be cool to have it for other games as well. But before I get into that, very quickly, so I want to do another 100 Babies challenge episode this weekend to upload next week, and then another Long Legacy challenge to upload next week as well. Probably another speed build, but I won't wait till the last minute next time, hopefully. Um, but I'd like to live stream at least once next week, possibly. I can't make any guarantees. I really can't. My aim is to maybe live stream possibly on like Tuesdays and Thursdays. You know, I've kind of been toying with the idea of maybe going back to live streaming for content. So basically, what I would do is become a live streamer, and then from my live streams, I would make edited videos. But when I did that back when I was only, about a year into this channel, when I was doing that back then, I remember just how, like, obnoxious and tedious it was editing those videos. I mean, there could have been a lot of reasons for that. The editing software I was using at the time was really bad software. It was really glitchy. It was really stuttery. It made editing super, super slow. So there's that. I, the thing is my live streams are only about 2 hours ish long. That's about all I can stay awake for live streams. I don't know why. I can sit and record videos for like 3 hours, 4 hours, even on a good day. But to live stream, the most I can absolutely push out of myself is 2 hours. That's it. And that was a really weird way of phrasing that. I almost just moved on and didn't address it, but that was a really weird way of phrasing that. I'm sorry. The most I can push myself to do is 2 hours when live streaming. I don't know why. I just get so exhausted when I'm live streaming. It is so weird. But I would like to try live streaming semi-ish regularly. Maybe what I'll do is I'll start with speed builds because those are the easiest to take from streams and put into YouTube videos. So maybe I'll start there and see how it goes and see if it's actually better and easier now that I have new editing software than it used to be. But that way I can do both and I don't have to try to fit both in separately. Does that make sense? Because a lot of people seem to want at least semi regular live streams. A lot of people seem to like semi regular live streams. And I used to do it. I did. Way back in 2021? Maybe late 20 into early 21, possibly somewhere around in there. Um, that's all I did. I just live streamed and then I took took the VODs and made shorter videos for YouTube out of them, but it was so mind numbing that I hated it with a passion, so I had to quit doing it. In fact, I almost quit doing any YouTube or streaming videos of any kind at all because it was so mind numbing. But I realized my recording sessions are right around the same length as my streaming sessions were, so I don't know what the problem was. It had to have been the video editing software, right? I don't know. Anyways, I've had a couple of interruptions, so if I'm repeating things multiple times or forgetting to finish thoughts that I started on, it's because I started over a couple of times and also was interrupted a couple of times, and so I totally lost my train of thought. But basically, what I'm getting at is I'd like to do at least a little bit more live streaming, and I'm gonna do a couple more episodes of 100 babies and long legacy challenges. So that's kind of my immediate future plans. Oh, excuse me. I I should not eat right before I record these things. I actually had two, I know I'm a pig, but I had two grilled cheese sandwiches today already, and it's only 10:30 in the morning. I did not sleep, okay? I did not sleep well the night before last night, and I barely slept at all last night. So, like, all I want to do is sit in the kitchen and eat grilled cheese sandwiches. The funny thing is that, well, not really funny actually, but they were completely 100% vegan. I believe the bread was made, well, one was a bagel and one was a bread. I don't know about the bagel, to be honest, but the bread did not contain any milk or egg or anything like that product in it. And the butter was, I think it's called Earth Balance. And then the cheese was the Daya. Correct me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Vegan cheese. You know, I don't think I'd ever be able to fully go vegan. I mean, I'm trying, but I'm not sure that it would be healthy for me in my situation since I'm prone to B12 deficiency, which is really, really bad. And it's due to medication that I take, most likely. But B12 deficiency is not a deficiency you want to mess around with at all. And so I kind of have to be careful of that. And the quickest, easiest way to get a good, healthy dose of B12 in every day is to eat meat. Not that that's the only place you can get B12, but you really have to be aware of your diet and how much you're taking in of both iron and B12 because vegans tend to be deficient in those two things. But I do take a multivitamin every day, so I think that kind of helps a little bit, and I can always add B12 supplements in there as well. But yeah, I've wanted to be vegan since I was 10 years old. It's really hard living in Wisconsin though to be vegan with families that just grew up eating large portions of meat at every single meal. Like breakfast is eggs and bacon or sausage, maybe with a slice of toast on the side. Um, Lunch would be like deli meats or leftover spaghetti or leftover roast, or hamburgers or hot dogs, something of that nature, with maybe some baked beans on the side and some potato chips. And then supper, your main, like the main part of your dish is your meat, usually consisting of a beef most often, although we're big chicken eaters here because I cut the majority of the beef out of our diet years ago before my daughter was even born. So our biggest majority of meat that we eat is chicken and sometimes turkey. We really don't eat much beef at all. Oh, excuse me, I just cracked my knuckles. We really don't eat much beef at all, and we haven't eaten pork, or I and my daughter haven't eaten pork products in I think we may have eaten a ham sandwich once or twice. Otherwise, I stopped eating pork products around the time I got pregnant with my daughter. And she's never really spent any time eating pork products at all. So, like, this has been a lifelong thing for me. This is not just something I've seen on the internet and I'm like, oh, I want to try that. It sounds cool. No, this has always been important to me since I was a little kid. But it's just really hard to do around here. And for many, many years living in rural Wisconsin, other than just eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and salads all the time, it was really almost virtually impossible to get vegan foods of any kind. And I'm not just talking like cheeses, like those are only just now starting to become a thing worth trying. Because let me tell you, vegan cheese, it's not the greatest. I can only stomach so much of it before I'm like, maybe I'm okay with just being a vegetarian and not a vegan, and I'm okay with dairy products because I really love my cheese. um, but anyways, it's I forgot. I totally lost my train of thought. So long story short, I ate all vegan so far today. I don't plan on eating anything more because that was a lot of bread to eat in a very short amount of time, and that much bread does not usually sit well on my stomach when I eat it in like such a short amount of time like that. So I probably won't feel like eating for a long time now. But when I do eat again, probably around supper time, um, I am gonna try to make that vegan too, although I don't know how, because my boyfriend and my daughter are both heavy meat eaters, and I'm not gonna change their diets. Like, if they want to change their diets, that's fine, but I'm not gonna change it. Well, I guess I have to some extent. I cut out pretty much all pork products and most of beef, so I have kind of changed their diets, but I'm not gonna force them to be vegan with me if they don't want to be. I'm not gonna go that far. Um, but I don't know. I hate cooking to begin with, so I don't know how to make what I make for them vegan for me. I'm still practicing how to do all that stuff, but I also have to practice within my limits of only being able to stand at the stove for a few minutes at a time, too. So, oh, okay, we're coming up on the end here. Well, if you enjoyed my rambling in this speed build, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.